Hey guys, it's me, David, and welcome back to another Lego Star Wars review. Guys, this time we have the brand new Kessel Run Millennium Falcon. This is the original brand new Millennium Falcon in the Star Wars universe. This is what it looked like when it first was shiny and new. It was white and blue. Didn't have this right here, of course, on the Millennium Falcon as we know it, but now this section is covered up. I believe that's an escape pod. We get some of the most important minifigures. Lego made sure that you guys get the important ones. Mainly Chewbacca and Lando are the important ones in this set. Some other characters as well. But boy, this is a huge box. This looks absolutely fantastic. Very similarly designed to the last version of the Millennium Falcon, being the Force Awakens one. But it's definitely new. It definitely has some, it's supposed to look new because it's the new version of the Millennium Falcon, so it makes sense. But it's definitely the minifigures that really make the set as well as the white look of the Millennium Falcon is different. Lego's definitely stayed to this classic style. I think this is the this is the third version where all the panels open up like this, and we'll take a look at that once we build it and look at it. But man, this is a huge box, huge. But I am excited, so without you guys, let's go ahead and jump into this review right now. Alright guys, getting into this review, as always, we start off with the minifigures. So 5 out of the 7 minifigures are exclusive to this set, and even the other 2, Han Solo and Kyra, are actually new iterations. So they're technically all new minifigures that are exclusive to this set. So Lego really wants you to buy this set for those minifigures. It's $170, so it makes sense. First up, we have Kyra, the female lead in Solo: A Star Wars Story. This is not the same one that we get in the Han Solo Landspeeder. It's a new version, and she has a dual-sided face, new prints on both sides, and a new hairpiece. And the hairpiece, by the way, is more rubberized. It's not the hard plastic we're used to on the hairpieces. Next, we have Han Solo, again a new version of him with the brown coat, and I think he looks great. I love this. This is my favorite version of Solo, I think. I love the look of it. Dual-sided face, new prints, looks fantastic. Next, we have Chewbacca. This is a new iteration of Chewbacca. We've gotten so many over the years. Too many for me to remember. At least 5 or 6 iterations of Chewbacca. This one, I don't know if it's my favorite, actually. I don't necessarily... I feel like they made his head bigger. His top head looks a little bit, bigger or something. I don't know. Something about it, I'm not sure if I like. It does look nice, but it's not my favorite version of Chewbacca. Next, I don't know how to quite say his name, but it's Quay Tolsite. That I probably just butchered the name. What's interesting about this minifigure is actually a Pike, I believe, and a Pike is a smuggler. And if you watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars or Star Wars Rebels, I believe they've made an appearance on both of those animated TV shows. So it's really awesome. It's the first time we've ever seen a Pike in Lego form, which I find fantastic. Has that that new leg piece that isn't a slope. Has great new printed details. Next, we have the Kessel Operations Droid. This is an interesting droid. It's like a red C-3PO with a nice twist on it. I actually really dig the look of the figure. Something about it looks cool to me. Be interesting to see what role it plays in the movie on the Kessel Run. Next, we have Lando Calrissian's droid named DDBD. I think that's her name. It's a she, by the way. At least I believe so. It's an interesting design. Doesn't have any arms, but has movable legs. Where's the arms? That's my question. Do they pop out or something on the side, and they just didn't include that in the figure? I don't know. But I will tell you, this is my favorite minifigure, Lando Calrissian, none other than Childish Gambino. No, I'm just kidding. It's Donald Glover playing Lando Calrissian. I'm so excited for Donald Glover playing Lando. Like, the look of this figure is absolutely second to none. Like, the color scheme, the cape, just the yellow with the blue, like, it's just so awesome. Like, I dig this design so much. Probably one of my favorite Lego Star Wars minifigures of 2018 so far. That says a lot. And I think Lego knew that too. Again, why they're charging that $170. They get you with these minifigures. They put these like really great minifigures in it. All right, on to the Kessel Run Millennium Falcon itself. So it's white. It's new. That's why it's white, is because it's supposed to be like the brand new type of Millennium Falcon. You know, it hasn't really been dirtied up or anything like that. And if you're wondering why the middle front part there is enclosed, that's actually an escape pod that I'll show you here in a little bit. As you can also see, if you've seen any of the other LEGO Star Wars Millennium Falcons in the previous years, so the last one was in 2015, one before that was 2010, one before that was 2004. Let's see how good my memory is. And all of them open up where you can open up all these little flaps, and inside it reveals like a big interior. I'll be honest, this is not my favorite interior, but it's certainly different in a good way. We'll start off with the control panel area here with the seating. The control panel looks nice. It's a sticker. The seating around it has those, yellow chairs, and then you have the gamepad in the middle, and that little control panel off to the side is also a sticker. You can fit a whole bunch of minifigures in it, almost all of them in this little area, which is great. I do like that. That's a nice little feature. Next up, we have the bar area. I'm not sure if that's ever been on the other Millennium Falcon, but hey, Han Solo, Lando, they gotta have a little bit of a drink. It's cool, man. It's cool. So at Toy Fair, when I first saw this Millennium Falcon, I thought this area was actually a bed. I'm sorry, I thought it was a window, but it's actually a bed. It's the bed, Luke is at, where he sits at the end of, Empire Strikes Back, where Chewie sits after he gets hurt in The Force Awakens. And you can fit Chewbacca in there, as you can see. It's a tight squeeze, but it works. And then next over here, we have like the engine room with some storage crates, and each of them has like things in it. One has like a hologram, or maybe it's like Kyber crystal, and the other has a binocular piece. What I find interesting about this area is why the crates are above. Like, I feel like Lando's smuggling stuff in those things, and I think Solo will learn when he, from how Lando just keeps his crates right there, that he'll put in those, hatches underneath the Falcon where, you can smuggle stuff better. I think he'll learn from Lando how to improve the Falcon, where the Falcon's weaknesses are when he wins it over in the Solo movie. This is all speculation, but that's what I think is going to happen. Also, you'll see I put the Kessel operations droid underneath that little other area. There's nothing really around there, but what's interesting is it's not minifigure height, so they'll bump their heads quite a bit, but it's not too big of a deal, honestly. Another thing is when you close up that area where the seating is, if you have minifigures there, you can't fully close the flaps, which is a little bit annoying. That's kind of like a con to the set, in my opinion. So you have to take the minifigures out and put them somewhere else, or like just away from where the flaps close. That was with Kyra too. That wasn't even with Chewbacca. So I was a little disappointed by that. Up here, you'll see that we have the two turret areas, top and bottom, and you'll notice it's only like one turret instead of four, like how it is in all the other Star Wars movies. But what is similar is that you have the two-seat, area where your, two people can, operate both turrets. So makes sense. It's a good design where it slides in very easily. I don't have any problems with that. But you can definitely point out things that are different from Lando's Millennium Falcon compared to Solo's Millennium Falcon. Next, we have the cockpit. Not my favorite cockpit area. I feel like the Force Awakens one did a little bit better job for some reason. It's a little tricky to get more than two people in it, for sure. New printed pieces. It does look nice, but it is definitely tricky to get more than two people. And getting Chewbacca in there is not easy, not gonna lie. But maybe you can fit like Lando and the DD BD. Also, moving on, as you can see, we have the spring-loaded missiles as well as the escape pod. So The escape pod is interesting. I have theories as to why Solo never replaced the escape pod, but I won't go into my spoiler idea theories for you guys. I don't want to spoiler Solo. As you can see on the inside, it's pretty roomy. You can definitely fit like 2 people. You have a control panel, and then you have what I assume is a hologram, but I'm not quite sure exactly what that is. Maybe it's money or something. Who knows? I think it's a hologram. But it slides in there really easily. It's very easy to connect and disconnect, which I do like. That's a good design. Next, we have the radar dish, and it's a bit more movable than previous designs of the radar dish. So I do like that, but it can be a little tricky to get into place. Overall, the design of the set it's nice. I like it, but I don't think it's my favorite Falcon. Moving underneath the Falcon, you'll see it's not so pretty underneath compared to the top of it. Not sure if that's intentional or not, but you can see you have 4 landing feet or gear or whatever you would call that. It's pretty easy to handhold. There's certain spots where you want to hold it and certain spots you don't want to hold it if you're holding with one hand. But it's definitely doable, and it's a very sturdy set. Of course, you have the area where the drop pad or whatever it's called area. So you can also see that Chewbacca, he's a bit tall there. He's definitely going to hit his head quite a bit as he's getting into the Falcon. So yeah, no, it looks nice. Oh, there's our friends. But here's what I was talking about earlier. This is the Force Awakens Millennium Falcon and the Kessel Run Millennium Falcon right next to each other. The Force Awakens Millennium Falcon, I believe that's one of the longest standing Lego sets on shelves. Like, I believe it was on shelves all the way up until the beginning of 2018. It was around for about 3 years, maybe a little bit more. So it's pretty interesting that set was around so long. But I'll be honest, I think I like the Force Awakens one a little bit more, and I think it was a tad cheaper. Maybe it was still $170. I think it was $160. Maybe I'm wrong when it came out, but both had exclusive minifigures, which I find interesting. You also notice that the front areas, it's a bit small. But yeah, so $170. It's a bit pricey for this set. I would wait till it drops about $20. What I find interesting, guys, is that you can buy all 4 of the other Han Solo sets for $170 as well. So you could choose, do you want to buy all the other sets, or do you want to just buy the one Millennium Falcon if save you have $170? I find that interesting. I wonder if Lego intentionally did that. But, this set has the best minifigures out of all the sets, and of course, that's going to be a convincing factor for many of you. I like this set, but it's not my favorite Falcon, but I will say that the minifigures are amazing. So it's up to you. All right, guys, hope you have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.